Hey guys, so today I am going to talk about Ecoslay products. This video is not sponsored. This is something that's just been in my feed a lot, and I've been really curious about what these products are like. There's a lot of curly hair influencers that I think do get sponsored by them, and so they get free products sent to them to try it. But then I always wonder if you can trust whether or not they're saying, because the stuff was free. And I can tell you, the one time I've done a sponsored video and I wasn't 100% on board with stuff that I was sent by the company, they haven't reached out to me again to work with them. I'm always going to be like that. I'm always going to give you guys the truth. I'm going to do that with these Ecoslay products as well. I just want to make sure we're very clear from the beginning. This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I'm going to show you how they performed with pictures of different combinations of 3 products. I bought the orange marmalade, which initially comes in a package like this, but I bought the smaller size like this. This is a flaxseed and oil curl definer. So this would be the first product that I would put on. I also bought their lemon drop foam, which I'll show you a picture of what the package is. It looks like that it comes in, but this is the jar that you put in. It has that special kind of pump on it. There's a hair on it and water. Sorry, I literally just took these out of the shower and there's water in there. So this is the jar that you can buy to have with the foam. You need the jar. You need some kind of pumping device that puts air in the product. You can't just, I guess you could probably just pour from the lemon drop package, but you're not going to get the same effect from it. So that's the second thing that I bought. And the reason I'm holding 2 of these is because I've already repurchased the orange marmalade. So spoiler alert, I do really like this. And I also bought the Jello shot curl definer. This is like a really stronghold gel. So I tried all 3 of these different products in different combinations, and I took pictures of the results each day that I did it. And then I also took pictures of the results for the second day, because I think, as if you have textured hair, you know that matters a lot. Because if you can't hold a style for a couple of days, you're wasting your money. I'm going to break down the curl definition I got, moisture, hold, volume, how all these products kind of work together, and the different combinations that worked for me and that didn't work for me. I had one that was a huge dud. So if you're curious about Ecoslay and you want to find out which one of these products might be good for you, stick around. We're getting into it now. Okay, so one of the things that I like about Ecoslay in and of itself is they have a hair quiz on their website. So you can make it super personalized for yourself as to what your hair needs are, and then they kind of guide you towards what products they think would work best for you. Now, they're going to encourage you to purchase things like their shampoos and their conditioners and deep conditioners, stuff to help with growth, breakage, all different kinds of things. But all I was interested in is styling products. I feel like I'm in a really good place with the shampoos and conditioners that are in my rotation right now. So I'm not concerned about adding new ones to that. It's the styling product that I find I'm most interested in. My curls, my waves, if you have hair like mine are sort of like a 2B, 3C, if you're familiar with the whole like curly girl system scale of establishing what kind of curl pattern you have. That's basically what I'm dealing with. My hair, I have a lot of it because it's pretty long, but it's not super overly thick. The strands are fine. I always thought I had thick hair because it was curly and long, and there's a lot there. Once my stylist explained to me about the difference between fine hair and thick hair and like how big your ponytail is when you pull it back, that really kind of helps shed light on things, and it can make a difference in how products perform in your hair. So my goals with these curls most days are big curls, but slick. So volume doesn't have to equal frizz to me, and I don't want to have to do a whole bunch of extra steps to get volume. So if I can find a product that's going to kind of bring that naturally, that's more what I'm interested in. So first thing I want to do is talk about the products that I bought. Let's not in any particular order either. The first thing I want to discuss is the lemon drop foam. So Ecoslay's website refers to this as your go-to foam for styling versatility. They say it's lightweight, quick drying, creates voluminous frizz-free styles. I'm not going to read the whole definition to you, but let's look at what this looks like coming out, because I know it's kind of throwing you to think that this is a foam when you're seeing it in a bottle. For some reason, I was expecting the lemon drop foam to be more of like a sweet kind of candy lemony scent, but as far as fragrance goes, it kind of smells like a lemon cleanser. Like, I don't want to say it's lemon pledgy, but it's a little lemon pledgy. Not bad. And the smell doesn't stay in your hair, it dissipates. It's just not super enjoyable while you're putting it on. Not enough to turn me off from using it though. I definitely enjoy this. It's actually got lemon essential oils in it, aloe vera, and flaxseed extract. These are all things, if you're familiar at all with the curly world, these are touted as some of the best ingredients you can have in a hair product. So I do like the hold that this gives, but we're gonna revisit what a problem was I had with this here shortly. Next, let's specifically talk about the Jello Shot Curl Definer for rebellious curls. I got the small size. This was $10 because I'm more interested in sampling something. I don't want to buy a huge, like regular full-size package of it if it's not going to work for me. On their website, they refer to this as something that's going to give bouncy defined curls that last. It's an extra firm hold, and I would say that is an understatement. And I'm looking for something that gives a strong hold. This is maybe too much. I don't know. It's not too much, but a little definitely goes a long way. You don't need as much of this gel as you might normally use in a curly routine. They say that this one has okra extract, but this gel, she is no joke. I have used this, oh, there's a cat. I have used this in combination with my refreshing conditioner. If you guys remember my routine that I showed you about how I just mix like 90% water with a little bit of whatever conditioner I'm using in the shower at that time. And I use it in one of those slow mist bottles and use it as a curl refresher. It's the best one. Anyway, I'll take a little bit of that in the palm of my hand and just a tiny little bit of this, mix it up and kind of smooth over my second and third day curls. And it does a pretty good job. It's not the greatest thing ever, but I'm still working with it, and I might try actually combining these two products together in that concoction for refreshing my curls and see if that kind of helps lay things down or smooth things out a little bit more. This isn't a bad product, and I think it works well with what they sell, and that's kind of how they tout, but I mean, they're selling you their stuff anyway. They're going to tell you that the stuff works best together, and that very well may be the case. I don't know. Not a scientist. All I know is I do have other gels in my rotation right now that work just as well, and this isn't something that I feel I need to rebuy. Now let's talk about my favorite product, and that is the Orange Marmalade. This is basically a curl cream. They call it a flaxseed and oil curl definer. I really like this product. This one, when I bought it, I think this was about $14. Consider this basically like their sampling size. This one, I think this is the 8-ounce pouch, 236 milliliters. Does that translate to 8 ounces? This one was $22.40 to repurchase, and I will just refill this so that I have a pump to use it with. So really happy with this. They refer to the Orange Marmalade Curl Definer as a firm hold cream, styling gel. So it's like that gel cream combination, that great hybrid that is just chef's kiss to my curl pattern. They're saying it defines, enhances curls with a smooth, long-lasting hold, hydrates and soothes using aloe vera juice and marshmallow root. So aloe vera is a common theme in their products. If you don't like aloe vera, what it does with your hair, maybe something to stay away from, but I love this so much. Now, I will say, I did not use any of these products solo on their own. I've seen that done online. I don't believe that some of the influencers I'm seeing push this stuff are really just using one product, because I know I do best with a hair product cocktail of 2 or 3 different things. I need that extra hold, that definition, and I don't think that there's a single one of these products that I can use that would be fine on its own, except maybe this, but I'm not willing to waste a wash day because there's a lot of effort that goes into that. If you have textured hair, am I right? You know, I'm not willing to waste a wash day on just that and have it go to crap. I have stuff to do. I have a life to live, a job to work, and people who love me and want to see me outside of the bathroom. Okay, so let's get into some of the combinations that I used and the results that I had from it. The first combination I did was the Orange Marmalade, followed by the Lemon Drop Foam, followed by the Jello shot. And I'm gonna put up I'll put a picture here on the screen of what my day 1 results were with that. You're gonna see the front of my hair and the back of my hair, and then you're also going to see day 2 results in the front and in the back as well, so that we can kind of get an idea of how long this product lasts. I had excellent results from this. Nothing changed really about my curl pattern. It was pretty normal results there, but the frizz was low, the shine was relatively nice, the volume was good. I was very pleased with it, and mostly so about the number of days of good hair that I got from this. When I sleep, I have my hair usually up in a pineapple on top of my head. That's just a top pony for those of you that don't know the terminology, and we'll often sleep with a satin cap to kind of help hold that for the first couple of days after washing it, because otherwise tossing and turning, even if you have a satin pillowcase, your hair is getting jacked, and there's something special about a satin sleeping cap. I felt like my day 2 curls were even better than day 1. Sometimes that happens. Like if I have a big event, something I know I need to have freshly washed curly hair for, then I'm going to wash my hair the night before, because the next day it's going to look even better. And I am fully convinced, you will never tell me otherwise, that it doesn't have something to do with sleeping in that satin cap. This, I will tell you, is my most favorite product combination. Every time I've used this, I've had these products for a couple months and I've wanted to use them, kind of cycle through them through several washes, make sure it wasn't just a fluke of a good hair wash day or a bad hair wash day. And I've repeated the same results routinely. This is the combination that I go back to mostly, and unfortunately that's using all three products. But I will tell you that the next one that I'm going to mention, which was the orange marmalade followed by the lemon drop foam, is also very good. Similar results. I'm going to show you pictures here of what this looked like. You're going to notice that I had just recently gotten my hair done, so it looks like it's a little bit darker. The tone of the blonde is a little bit different than the first set of pictures that you saw. I just got it cut and colored, okay? Highlights, that sort of thing. This gave me nicely defined curls. The second day it was nice and full as well. There was some frizz kind of starting to show up and a little bit of disruption in the curl pattern. Not as much overall definition the second day, but definitely still able to rock those curls for about 3 or 4 days before I felt like I had to wash it again. The next two product combination that I tried was the orange marmalade and the Jello shot together. Orange marmalade always first, and whatever other products I'm going to use go on top of this. This needs to be the first initial application of what's going on in your hair beyond a leave-in conditioner if you use that. This goes on top of the leave-in conditioner, and then this goes on top of that. This wasn't really bad. However, I felt like in looking at the picture here of the day one curls, my curls were looser. So not as tight, not as defined of a spiral in areas where I have more of a spiral pattern, a little bit flatter. And day two was also a little bit flatter. So wasn't bad. I would do this again. As a matter of fact, I've traveled with this routine before and had pretty good luck. That's another thing to note about this sort of packaging. It takes up very little room in your luggage. Now let's get to the worst possible combination I tried. Lemon drop foam followed by the Jello shot gel. There was something about this that led to a very crunchy cast. Now, I love a good cast. I need it. I cannot have my hair be too soft because it's going to go flat and frizzy in no time. I need that cast to be able to hold curl definition through the next couple of days of living with that wash cycle. So this stuff, when I say it gave a very crunchy cast, this was more stiff than rigor mortis. Let's go with that. This was such a letdown. I was planning on filming that day. I wanted bigger curls for the video that I was working on, so I went through with one of my larger barrel curling irons and was gonna just kind of tweak here and there, and wherever that hot curling iron hit, my hair turned orange. 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 It didn't do it all over. It did it in the areas where, now listen, I get highlights. I'm not like trying to hide that, but I do have some areas of hair that are just naturally lighter blonde. There are natural highlights in my hair, and anywhere where I have that kind of lighter tone, it was orange when it touched that heat. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know what kind of chemical reaction happened, but I know that this is orange in color and that's never happened before for me. So this is not a combination I would ever do again. If you're not going to use direct heat on your hair like something like that with a hot tool, hairdryer didn't cause it, okay? Because the rest of it was fine. But if you're gonna go in with something like this combination, you're interested in trying this, just don't use a hot tool on it. That's all I'm gonna say. Of these purchases that I made, I feel like the three of them together are my most favorite combination. They're going to give you nice definition. Your hair looks moisturized, good volume, really good longevity. But if you're looking for something you wanna spend a little less money on, the orange marmalade followed by the lemon drop foam. If you only wanna buy 2 products, this is a really good combination too, and I would be very happy with even just this. So that's my testing of the Ecoslay products. If you guys have tried any of them, which ones are your favorite? If you have similar curl pattern to me, I'd be really curious to hear about if there's something that I haven't mentioned today that you've tried from them that you really like, because I'm pleased with the brand. I've already reordered and will probably reorder again. My favorite thing out of all of it truly is this orange marmalade. You can get the smaller size to try it out. So I hope you like this video. Hope you found it helpful, and if you're curious about Ecoslay products, maybe you have some decisions on either yes or no, you can see I'm going to put all the pictures of the styling day results next to each other. They're really very, very similar. And if I ask like a friend who is not as versed in this stuff or just doesn't care as much about it, she'd probably say they all look the same. If you tried any of them, if you love Ecoslay yourself, if you hate it, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear some feedback on what your guys' thoughts are. If you've tried it, make sure that you hit like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I've got plenty of makeup and curly hair content coming, and thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the end. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.